Hello class, I hope you are doing well. This video is to help you with the assignment posted for March 31st titled Considering the Changes Events. So go ahead, click on that activity. And it says consider all the changes, events, and developments of the High Middle Ages. Then, in a well-developed response, explain what was the most important event, change, or development of the High Middle Ages. Here are the activities. Review the prompt, which is to consider all the changes, events, and developments of the High Middle Ages. Then, in a well-developed response, explain what the most important event, change, or development was. Watch the introduction video. You're doing that now. Complete historical writing worksheet. That's here. And then use historical writing worksheet to post response in Flipgrid here. All right, so let's begin by going into the historical writing outline. All right, directions. Complete each step with complete sentences with proper grammar, spelling, and punctuation. You'll see that I've left a comment over here. I am going to do a different example prompt than the one you are going to do. My example prompt is to consider the changes, events, and developments of the early Middle Ages. Then, in a well-developed response, explain what the most important event, change, or development of the Middle Ages. So, part 1, prompt, rewrite the prompt. All I have to do is copy and paste. You can copy and paste this prompt. Next, in this section, introduce the time period and any relevant information. All right, let's see. The early Middle Ages, which occurred from, what did we say? 5,000 to 1,000 in Europe, was a time of reconstruction following the fall of Rome. There's my background information. I'm telling you a little bit about the early Middle Ages and what's happening, what had just happened. All right, we're moving on to the thesis now. Main idea of the paper, directly answer the question asked in the prompt. Well, what was the prompt? Oh, I need to think of a change, event, and development in the Middle Ages that was the most important. Okay. Considering the period, the Roman Catholic Church, that's what I think, the church was the most important aspect, I'm going to say most defining aspect of the period. Awesome. So here is my main idea. This is what I'm going to explain for the rest of the period, for the rest of the paper. I'm going to talk about the church and why it's the most defining aspect. All right, awesome. Moving on. My second paragraph now. Wow. I see that I have 3 parts I need to complete. I need to say, what does the text or evidence mean? Meaning that I need to support this with text. So going into Google Classroom, I'm going to look back at worksheets and class activities, and I'm going to find a worksheet about the church in the early Middle Ages. So here we have Church versus State. Awesome. And we have, because religion was so important during the Middle Ages, many people devoted their lives to the church's work. Okay, that sounds good. How can I make that work? Okay. First, let's click on this link. What does it say? Well, here's a bunch of stems, a bunch of ways I can start my sentences. I like this one. It says document, and I have to identify the document, and then I get to say what that document does. Okay. Document, what's this document called? The Roman Catholic Church. I'm going to say the text. The text, the Roman Catholic Church in medieval Europe. Go back. What do I like? States that the church was so important that people devoted their lives to it. You'll notice that I did not use quotes from the text. Instead, I paraphrased. Awesome. Mean. What does that mean? Let's look at my stems again. What am I doing? What does that mean? Oh, here are my stems. I'm going to say this could mean. This could mean that the church gave individuals order in a that's a hard word to spell, chaotic time. Okay. When during other periods in history, instead of religion being the most important force, instead government was the most important. And citizens were first expected to follow the government before devoting themselves to religion. All right. Matter. Why is this evidence important? Again, let's click on this STEM doc. Matter. Why is this? Why do we care? How does this connect? I'm going to say therefore. Oops. Therefore, religion was the most important aspect of the, connecting it, early Middle Ages. You'll see that I'm fitting it into the bigger picture by connecting it to the thesis. And it's a little different, most important aspect. So I'm going to say most important aspect of the period. Because therefore religion was the most important because it because people devoted themselves to it rather than seeking guidance from government. Awesome. Awesome. All right, restate the thesis. Let's see, restate it. That means put it in my own words. Oops. During the early Middle Ages, the church was the most important aspect. Why does it matter? Without the church, individuals would have had gotten further lost in the chaos of Reconstruction. All right. And finally, add all parts together to create a single cohesive response that includes proper grammar, spelling, and punctuation. All right, so I'm going to go up here, copy this. That's my first paragraph, it says. So I need to indent. Still part of the first paragraph. Awesome. Second paragraph, these parts. All right. Need to indent it. And then these subsequent parts. I'm going to pause it while I continue to do this. All right, and you will see now that I have a complete response, 3 paragraphs, indented paragraphs. I reread it, re-revised it so that there are no issues. Then in Google Classroom, it says using the historical writing worksheet post response in Flipgrid. So I'm going to go in Flipgrid, log in with Google. Yes. Say hello on Flipgrid. I'm going to record my response. And I'm going to record my response while reading this. All right, I hope you guys have a great afternoon. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.